Don't laugh. You're making me laugh. It's not funny. Hey guys, Mike here. So if you've been checking out the blog, thanks for your support. I've gotten a couple donations so far for some people, and thank you, all of you. So excited for the support and also the feedback. One of the questions I get asked about a lot is how I sharpen my knives. When you're fishing, you're out in the water, you know, the best thing you can do is have a sharp knife. And so people are usually pretty impressed with how sharp my knives are, especially my everyday carriers like my Benchmade here. The Benchmade Onslaught, which is probably, it's a huge pocket knife. I mean, it's ridiculously big. But for a really thin blade knife, very thin blade, you know, your average survival knife is, let me see if I can get it, about that thick, and this is right here is really thin, and it allows you to keep a really sharp razor edge on this thing non-stop. And it is it's a straight edge, regular straight edge. Another one that I carry around on my side in a small pouch is this one right here from Hella Knives. This is the Dakota, and it's a birchwood handle. Let me see, there you go. Beautiful knife. This is the kind of knife I carry around for more the aesthetic purposes, you know. People see this wood-handled knife with this nice shiny blade, huge. I mean, look at the, you can see the convex layer on this blade. It's just massive. So it's got a massive convex. I have to sharpen this one here different. If I try to sharpen this convex blade on a stone, because it's so big, it will scratch the knife beyond like belief. When I first got the knife, I used it for about a week, the factory sharpening, because I was so unsure about how to sharpen these. And then when I finally did try it out to sharpen it, I scratched this thing to, you know, I mean, it was horrible looking. So what I had to do was I put it back on a polishing belt and polished all the scratches out of it. And then I now figure out how to sharpen it. Got to use a belt. So, yeah, so from fillet knives to regular pocket knives, it's really important to know how to sharpen a knife and how to know that a knife is sharp. You don't want to over sharpen a knife. Over sharpening a knife is just as bad as just dulling it with a brick. So, well, cool. Let's get to it. So, we're going to start off with talking about straight edge blades. So, these are the two stones that I use for straight edge blades. It doesn't have to be this particular brand, but it has to be somewhere in the same grit count. This is the red stone from DMT, okay? DMT makes great stones. And yes, it's a diamond finish. I do not use Arkansas stones. The reason is because I have found that when you use an Arkansas stone, what you get is you get a polished blade. You get a very polished blade. I mean, it'll shine. But mostly also you can't find Arkansas stones. You have to buy them specially made, but it's hard to find Arkansas stones that are in the grit count that you want. That's why I use these right here. They last a lot longer, and also Arkansas stones, as you use them, will become finer. So, DMT. I'm only gonna, also these are here. I'm not going to put any water or anything on them, no oil. That'll come later. So this one right here, this is about I'd say probably about a 400 or 500 grit. It's actually it's fine, but it doesn't feel fine, especially when you drag a blade across it. And that one's pretty dirty too. This is the green, which is the extra fine. Now this is about as fine as DMT makes without having to go up to a strop or with a stropping compound or an Arkansas stone, which you'd have to use oil with. So this one right here is sharp. I just sharpened this blade right here. Now, let's talk about how when you're gonna drag a knife across a stone. Now, there's a lot of ways to figure out what the right angle is. My favorite way though is it's really simple. Just place a nice flat, lift it up, and you'll almost feel like it just wants to stay at that angle. That's the angle that the blade was set at its factory. And now usually, like a kitchen knife. Okay. Like this kitchen knife right here, which is clean, and I just got it out of the dishwasher. It is not that sharp. Let's see what we're gonna do. A lot of people say they start off with dull blades. That's a dull blade. Okay. I mean, I can even feel the bevel I just put on this thing. It's ridiculous. Okay, this is it's got a little bit of a razor edge in it, which is it's a concave blade, so it kind of caves in down to a fine razor. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to start it on this stone, and then I'm going to do this stone. And you see it already has a nice bevel in it already. That's the factory. Yes, this is Cutco, and yes, I will sharpen a Cutco blade. I bought this from somebody who was a friend because they were selling it and they needed to get through college. So, okay. So what I'm going to do is you find that special spot, which is about right there, which is about, I'd say 15 degrees, maybe 20. Kitchen knives are much different. Most of your survival knives, outdoor knives will be around the 35 to 40 degree range. So, and see, that's it. Now as you pull back, you're going the same. Like some people will try to alternate. I don't do that only because when you're pulling the knife, you're not really going at an angle. When you think about it, as you pull the knife, the blade is coming at an angle, but the micro serrations of the blade are actually going to be vertical. So, you know, and just start off slow at first, and then you'll build some speed, and you'll build some muscle memory around it. I sharpen my knives just about every day. I try to, and you don't have to do them exactly. Like I rarely ever start on this stone, almost never. And usually I don't even go to this stone right here. I just come in from work, you know, my knives are a little bit dull because I've been using them at work all day, you know, opening boxes and stuff like that. So usually I'll just put it on the strop real quick and strop it, but eventually the bevel's gonna start to wear down a little bit, and you will have to re-hone it on the stone. I'd say for me, about once every 3 weeks on most of my knives, but you know, like I said, I'm pushing down pretty hard with this stone right here because I'm really trying to be aggressive and really etch that bevel in. And I mean, there's about as many ways to sharpen knives as there are knives. You know, everybody kind of has their own technique, their own polishing stuff, their own everything. Some people will say, oh, don't use stones at all, just use a strop. I've known guys before who can sharpen whole machetes on nothing but strops, and they'll be sharp. Now you see this right here, there's nowhere near much sound when you hit it. It's real smooth. Good action. You mean, compared to this stone right here, it just slides over this one. It's real nice. Get out of the way. Also, if you ever have a stone that feels like it's too smooth, that's because it's dirty. Let me show you what I mean. So, okay, like this, you can't tell it's dirty. Like if you look at it, it looks clean. But if you really wipe it down, and usually I'll wash these in the dishwasher, my girlfriend doesn't know. Fiance, I gotta get used to saying that, gosh, okay. She even has this little dish that she puts her ring in when she does dishes. That's not her ring, it's just a picture that reminds her to put her ring in the dish. So, and you'll feel it. I can already feel it starting to grip a lot more just after that little bit of getting that dust off there. Because what happens is the dust will actually build up in these little holes in the little divots in the diamond plating stone. And the knife will actually start rolling on the metal shavings or dust or whatever it is. And if I really want to get this one right here like super sharp, if I really wanted to get it super sharp, I would actually probably do it about 30 times on each side, maybe 40 or 50. But my girlfriend, she cooks with these, so I don't want to get them too sharp because, you know, she'll get cut and all of a sudden it's my fault. So next on to step 2, which I'll show you how to sharpen one of these. Okay, welcome to the garage. So for this one right here, it's up here. I'm gonna use this strop, and it's just like you see it like an old barber shop, you know. It's two-sided. This one right here has a kind of a rough compound on it, and it's got a really nice smooth finishing compound, which I have found does absolutely nothing. I don't even use it because it's too smooth. You know, the wax that's in this stuff like holds it together actually has more grit in it than the actual compound itself. So what you end up doing is you end up dragging a blade across nothing. And the truth be told, it'd be better, you could knock the bevel off with your pant leg, you know, just going up and down on your pants, you know, like that. I mean, that'd be more effective than using this green side. It sucks. So what I do is I do the this side, and this is what I said. This is what I'll end up doing. Like if I'm just getting home from work, that's why it's in the garage. It's because I'm just getting home from work. I'll pull my knife out of my pocket and strop into this thing a couple times, just to hone the bevel up, or just to hone up the thing and knock the bevel off of it. Keeps the edge nice. Also, it'll polish a edge really nice too. If you ever have an edge that has looks like it has micro serrations in it, which, I mean, yeah, micro serrations on a knife, they make the knife feel sharp when you touch it with your thumb, but it's not actually sharp. It's more like a little micro handsaw than anything. That's why a lot of cheaper knives, you'll be able to see the micro serrations on it, or survival knives where they want people to actually feel them and think they're sharp. So right now, this thing right here, it's pretty sharp.